page, Yesenia is going to fill up her truck with gas that costs $2.79 per gallon. Write an equation that represents this relationship. Well, why is the total cost to put X gallons of gas in her trunk? And this seems like a trick question because it only gives us one number. But because it only gives us one number, this is 2.79. That's it. This one says, when the antelope in Wyoming migrate for the winter, they travel 2.5 miles in a half hour. So I know that 1/2 hour goes 2.5 miles. It says to create a graph to represent y, the number of miles an antelope can travel in X hours. So I would see right here, oh, I can't go over to 1/2 because it doesn't specify 1/2 on my graph. So the first whole number that it represents right here is 1. Well, if in a half hour it goes 2.5, how many miles would it go in 1 hour? I would add 2.5, and I'll demonstrate it to you like this. In the first, this is a half hour. This is a half hour. So this right here, the whole thing is 1 whole hour. In the first half hour, it would go 2.5 miles. In the second half hour, it would go 2.5 miles. So in the whole hour, we would do 2.5 plus 2.5, which would give us 5. So we have a point right here at 1 hour and 5 miles. So we would go over to 1, up to 5, and that would go right there. Well, if in 1 hour it goes 5 miles, how far would it go in 2 miles? If in 1 hour it goes 5 miles, in 2 hours it would go how far? It would go another 5 miles because it's going 5 miles every hour, and we would find 10. So we have 10 right here. And then we just have our graph, and it connects it for us. All right, last one. Chase budgeted how he is going to spend the $150 he has. Based on this circle graph, how much money is he planning to spend at the movies? So let's take a look at movies. It does not tell me anything about movies, but I do see some percents over here. And what do I know about percents? All percents add to equal 100. So how would I figure out what movies is? Step 1, I would go through and I would figure out how much percent I know. So I know he spent 25% on clothes, 10% on donations, and 45% on shopping. So I would add all of that together. And we would find that we know that should be 80%. Well, all percents add to equal 100. So the movies would complete our circle graph. So what goes here? 80 plus what equals 100? 20, because 100 minus 80 equals 20. This is 20% though. So how would I figure out how much he actually spends? I'm working with percent, so percents mean I set up a what? A proportion. So I would have part over whole equals percent over 100, or I would do change over old equals percent over 100. Well, in this case, did anything change? No, nothing changed. He's planning on spending this budget. Nothing about it is changing. So we're working with a part over whole equals percent over 100. Well, we know a percent, so that goes in the percent spot. 20% goes to movies. And then we also know 150, and is that a part or a whole? This is a whole. This is how much money he has saved up total, so that goes there. So I would do x over 150 equals 20 over 100. We cross multiply, so we have x times 100, which gives us 100x, equals 150 times 20. We start with 15 times 2. 15 times 2 is 30. And then I just write down the 1, 2 zeros here, and that gives me 3,000. Divide both sides by 100. We cross these out, and that gives us $30.